Today I want to talk about self-harm. I can't believe I have to say this, but I am a cutter and I cut myself sometimes. People who self-harm are a really secretive bunch, so I don't really have a support system of people who have self-harmed in the past and are in recovery now. And my current support system, they just don't get it. You know, people who have self-harmed or have thought about hurting themselves, they get it. But people who've never thought of that, they can't comprehend why I would want to do such a thing and why it would feel good, but it does feel good. So keep listening, because I need your support and I need your help in my recovery, and I need you guys to know that people like me exist. So I started cutting when I was about 13 years old. I don't know how I started. I don't know why. I don't know if I saw an article or if I saw something in the media that made me want to cut, but for some reason, one night, I just got a knife and I decided it would feel good to cut myself. And it did feel good, because I was in a really deep depression, and I had gotten to the point where I was numb, and I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't feel sadness or despair or definitely not hope, nothing. I couldn't feel anything. And pain is better than feeling nothing. And so that's why I would cut. And it evolved into a little bit of a punishment at times too. So I would get a bad grade on a math quiz and I would cut myself because I was punishing myself. But then it kind of turned into an addiction. I had to cut. I would wake up I had to cut every day. The science behind it is that when you're injured, your body releases endorphins in the brain to help protect you from feeling the extent of your injuries. And that's why sometimes things don't hurt as bad when you don't see them. Like stepping on a tack, for instance. You might not realize that you've stepped on a tack because your body is busy protecting yourself from the pain that it should feel by releasing these endorphins. And so you don't realize that you should be feeling pain until you see this tack in your foot, and then you're like, oh, I have a tack, I should be hurt, it hurts. But because of the endorphins, you won't see that. So, if as a person who self-harms or as a cutter, if you can look at your cut and block out the fact that it's supposed to be hurting you, you can kind of tap into that high. And it is a high. It feels really good. The thing is, you can get this same high from drugs or even retail therapy and even jogging. It's just a matter of choosing where you get your high from, and everyone's searching after this kind of high. So when I stopped cutting, when I was about 14 or 15, I didn't cut again for a few years. I didn't cut again until I was 17, and then I only cut once, and then I didn't cut again until I was 25, and I only cut once, and then I didn't feel like cutting again until just this summer. And it scared me when the urges came back to cut, because I thought I was headed down a really dark path where I'd want to kill myself. And that's when I started seeing a therapist, and he taught me that you don't have to be suicidal to be a cutter. He's known cutters for years who have never thought about killing themselves. So that helped me relieve some of the fear I had. My therapist also taught me that the fear of it meant that the urges could control me, and it was true. I felt like every time I had the urge to cut, I had to cut, and I just had to give in to them. But my therapist helped teach me that I'm bigger than my urges, and I'm in the process of applying that knowledge to my life. I'm trying to find the strength to not cut, and I went 1 month without cutting, but then I cut, and just recently I went 2 months without cutting, and that's where I am today. I went 2 months without cutting, and then I cut last night. I feel foolish for giving in to the urges, especially since during these past 2 months I had crazy, insane urges, more urging than what I had yesterday, but I didn't give in to them, and I was able to do a positive coping mechanism instead. But last night I couldn't, and I just gave in to the urges really fast, and it taught me that I really need to slow down and not act so fast. And so It's unfortunate that I stopped my no cutting streak, but everyone in recovery from something has setbacks, and I don't want to be ashamed of my setback. It's something I want to learn from and something I want to grow from going forward. So that's cutting and my history with it and where I'm at now. Thanks for listening.